That
Right,
was it.
right.
And then after that, they took him off of that. And he been stinking it up out there as a safety.
Man,
He
So I
been
wanted to
stinking it up,
ask the
man.
viewers, man. It's plenty of people came out tonight, man. And what's up, Tagger? You fooling with us again, man. But we won't ask the viewers, man. Who would y'all take if Dallas were to trade up? Because the crew tonight, we're gonna do our mock draft in a few or whatever. So we're gonna do a trade up scenario. So y'all put in the comments who y'all would take if Dallas were to move up to three, two or three, whether it be Sonny Styles, David Bailey, Arval Reese, or who's another one?
You put Bane
At
in
two or
there.
three,
Yeah.
that's it.
You put Bane in there. Because well,
Oh
Bane would be a
yeah,
top five draft
Ruben
pick.
Bang.
Yeah, Bane should be a top draft pick. Or hey, throw Mendoza in there if you while we at it. Throw
Mhm.
Mendoza. How much y'all hate, how y'all feel about drafting? Throw Mendoza in there. If we going that high, might as well go big. If that's how you feel.
Yeah, attacker said all these guys are gambles. So I remember when Chase Young was supposed to be something.
I remember that.
Yeah, and Chase Young fell
Yeah,
off like
that's
a bad
true.
pack. He fell off like a bad pack, though.
I about to say that first year he was all right. That injury, he never came back off that
He
injury.
never came back off that injury. Ain't he hiding in New Orleans right now?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And then from what I've been reading, it said since the last 2 years, the last two drafts or whatever, people's been or Dallas. I don't know if it's all teams, but Dallas has only been averaging two starters out of the entire draft.
That's nuts.
And I think it's all the teams for real because when I was looking at the different teams, like they're like fifth round picks is like shots in the dark, man. You gonna get lucky to find something there. So your first 3 rounds, you have to find, you gotta find
You
some hit.
gotta hit. You
Gotta hit.
gotta hit.
Does it count for the players that we drafted that went on somewhere else to be starters?
Well,
We got a couple of
it's
those. We
just
got a couple of those
drafting.
somewhere.
It's just saying the last 2 years. You
No,
know what I'm
last two
saying?
years. Okay.
Yeah, not if you go
Yeah,
back to
yeah, gotcha.
2020 or 2021, it
Yeah, we
might
got
have
players
been
out there.
more, yeah, more
Yeah, we got players
starters.
out there.
But
Okay, last
as
two
far as
years.
the
Shit.
last 2 years,
Shit.
so yeah, man, we gotta hit, man. We gotta hit. Yeah. So again, man, we're gonna touch on the Pickens thing again, man. It's getting kind of, yeah, hey man. Hey man, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. CD is saying he want to keep him. Jerry saying that he want to keep him, but I don't know if we're gonna keep him, man. It's seeming like we might not keep him.
Them two first don't sound too bad when you talking about that money, don't like if you can get them in the right place, the right team. I'm not for it at all, so don't take it as that. I do not want to see GP in another uniform. But you know, uh, t- you got teams that are desperate for wide receivers, for game changing wide receivers.
Man,
Man, why
hey,
have any
Don't.
teams been interested? Have anybody said
I ain't heard
flirted
nothing.
around with giving up two first?
I
But
ain't seen
but
nothing.
Jerry, you pay him. But Jerry, you pay that man if it's a first from Kansas City, if it's a first from another Green Bay, if it's a first from a contender, Jerry, you pay it, man, dog. Don't let no contender get GP. If you're gonna let him ride, if you're gonna let him go, you let him go to Tennessee, you let him go to Arizona, you let him go to one of them, man. You don't. You pay him or either you get high draft capital because all in all those picks for Michael was cool, but that's all it was capital. It wasn't really nothing. It was just it allowed us to do other things with it, but in all like in the whole totality, those picks wouldn't have been shit.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like that pick was just there. It was just a pick. That's all it was for something so you can move something else. But all in all, We didn't. What we really got was the move for Quentin and this, that, and the other. It gave you room to wiggle. But if this doesn't give you wiggle room, Jerry, pay a man because do not send him to a top, a back end, a playoff team. You can't send him to a playoff team. You got to make those picks really worth it. You have to make them worth it, man. At this point, because you're losing a lot. You're
And he
losing a
sent
lot.
Micah to a playoff team. Why would he
Yeah,
not send him to one?
because that was a pissing contest. I don't know if this is so much of a pissing contest.
Same agent. It might not be
Nah,
now, but it's a possibility it
nah.
could turn to that.
No, but Michael, I don't. Hopefully, GPN is. Hopefully, GP ain't as immature as Michael was. Michael was going out there laying on tables and shit, bro. Like that. We gotta forget about that. Was a saga. I think this is just gonna be behind the scenes. We seen the way it went before. That was a
Well,
whole like
but yeah,
layout
Terry,
bullshit, bro.
but
That
yeah,
was
but
Michael versus Jerry. The agent wasn't even in. Jerry mentioned the agent, but we all
well,
saw it was
that's
Michael
true.
versus
But
Jerry.
that's true. But Jerry's already starting it this year, talking about I don't see why we need an agent. He's starting off. He's already starting off this way, man, and that's the problem. Like
Okay, he hasn't been starting off
you're
like that.
going to, but you're going. What he did about GP's like, I don't even know why. You're going to have to deal with an agent, man. You know this.
But
So
I think Jerry's a power play. That's a power play by Jerry because, like I said, I think if somebody correct me if I'm wrong, viewers whatnot. You're not supposed to talk to players that have representation without their agent being there. And Jerry openly says that I talk to players that have representation without their representation being there. You know what I mean? The cops can't talk to you. You ask for your lawyer, and they ask for lawyers, or Jerry tries to get in there so they can't get their lawyer in there and talk to him, just like he did Micah. And Micah's ass went in there and sat in that office like a fool. I don't think Jerry's got a set of nuts on him, bro, to where he can say that out loud, and everybody's looking like really, because he's been doing this. You can't correct him now, but that don't mean it's right, bro. That don't mean it's right. You can't let him keep riding on that, man. Like,
but
don't go
that's
get
the
no don't get no
uh,
22. I know 20 for that, bro. You don't get no.
yeah.
You don't get two 20s for GP. You know what I'm saying? You don't get two 18s for GP. I need 10 and under for GP. Two of them.
You're not getting that.
Well, pay a man. Those are the only teams that I mean. So where is your bar for GP as far as what you're willing to take or what you're not willing to take?
Two first, regardless of where it's at, you have to use that as draft
Yeah, you
capital to
gonna
make
get
that.
to yeah, you gonna get to first.
No,
Two
what I'm
first.
saying is that you pay him if the
You-
offer,
you-
like what offer are you turning down, or what offer are you going for? You just gonna take? You willing to take two first period,
yeah, I am.
no matter
I'm,
what
I'm
it is.
willing. I'm willing to take them two
Before you pay
first,
him.
and we got already got some first, and you make some room and make something happen, and you make some moves and you do some abracadabra type shit.
Whatever cadaver shit that you gonna do to replace GP.
I don't
Mm.
know. Yes, you guys see what's out there and who's out there. You wasn't thinking
Ain't
GP
nobody
was
out
like
there.
that. You wasn't thinking GP was going to be a number one $40 million receiver less off season.
I mean, they said it from the jump. It was we're both number ones. We
Yeah,
Yeah,
got two
it
ones.
is.
They told us that. They told
that
us that
shit.
when
Yeah,
they told us in the
They said that
offseason. They
when we
knew
had
that.
Amari Cooper now. That's they always gonna say it.
Nah, but that's a little different.
nah,
Amari and
yeah,
CD
it's a
wasn't the
difference.
same. It
They
wasn't the
still said
same,
we
dog.
two number ones when we had Amari and CD was coming up. They still said we had two number. Now they didn't perform like it.
I don't
Uh,
think CD was where he was now.
well,
CD
which
wasn't where he was now, bro. Like
Nah,
he wasn't
CD
solid.
was
He
still
wasn't a
grinding.
solid one. He wasn't a solid one.
Nah, not
He was on
yet.
his way, but he wasn't solid
you
one.
know,
He wasn't a
It was still
solid. Nah.
learning.
Yeah, he was still learning. He ain't where he's at now, though. He's on his second
Yeah,
contract, going on his second contract. Like that was a rookie. That was rookie CD. Two,
he
yeah,
was
3
still a
years
beast.
CD, don't.
yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
he was still a beast, but this
I
CD we
think,
got now is totally different. So
yeah,
now
I
you
think we're
legit
spoiled.
have one.
I think we're spoiled with having two number ones. I mean, it's okay to have a number one and a solid number two.
Absolutely.
So who's the solid number two?
The solid number two would have to be picked up in the draft. So if you were
I don't
to if
like
that
that.
was a, Omar Cooper
Mm-mm.
or Jordan Tyson, Tax saying something about Jordan Tyson, he'll take him at two.
I would prefer Jordan Tyson myself. Yes.
You think he can come in and do wide receiver number 2 type things?
I think he can. We've look, we've just had, you know, pretty much before GP got there, it was, Michael with a bunch of Tito's. And we were still, I mean, and they were still, top 10 offense in the league, and we didn't have two number ones then. So
Right.
there's a way around it. But
Yeah.
I like GP back myself, but there's ways around it. We've been in the top 10 and didn't have GP. So
Yeah.
Are you willing to give GP 40?
Huh? Well, give me 40. I don't think he's gonna ask for 40, but
That
I'm willing
wasn't
to
a
give him
question,
40.
bro. You said this is hypothetical. What the fuck? You
It
don't
ain't my
change the
money.
shit.
It ain't
Are
my
you willing to
money.
give him
Yeah.
40?
If it ain't mine, it ain't my money. Fuck it, give me 50. The fuck? Shit. Yeah, give me 50. Give me 50.
I
It
mean,
ain't my money. If this is my money, am I gonna give him 40?
Come
Like
on,
shit.
man.
If it's
You got to put
mine,
you
if,
would you give him 40, man? Come on. Like, it ain't your money.
no,
what we
I'm
talking? What we
going to
talking
gotta
say
guaranteed? What we talking guaranteed?
I'm going to
Like how
say
they hit the
no.
cap? 40 on the cap, 40 on the year. I mean, he's almost making Dak money. He's almost making Dak money at 40.
That's
That's a big ask.
But
that's what Jackson Smith and Jig was at. Are you willing to go stay at the market with GP?
Ooh, Jackson's at 40.
He's 41 and a half.
yes,
41
he
and a
is.
41 and a half.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
He's not going 40. I don't think he goes 40. I don't think he can go that high. But if he could go that high, ooh,
Would you give
ooh.
GP 40?
Yeah.
In the way,
I would.
I would like if it's my money. If it's my money, in the words of finesse 2 times. No, 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 no. I'm not giving him 40. You asking too much, buddy. You
Dallas
coming